There's a lot of things to be learned from Celebrity Land. That's why I like covering celebrities, because it allows us to foster an open cultural conversation about some things. But I do have to say two things that I would like to update. So Taylor Swift last night was snapped by CBS cameras appearing to ask them to go away, please. You know, the NFL has just made this entire season all about her. NFL fans are obviously upset about it because these people do just want to watch some football. And clearly, obviously, Travis Kelce is having a tremendous season, and NFL has realized we can make money off Taylor Swift. You know, she is a way to make money. The media is obsessed with her, and it will get more people watching the game simply because they are invested in this love story. So here is a clip of her asking them to go away, please, and I will give you my thoughts on it.
The year wins. Find out live next Sunday right here on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
I'm going to have to go ahead and say fair. Now, listen, I will say that you're Taylor Swift. You are arguably the most famous woman in the world, next to maybe the likes of Beyonce. And they're not going to just go away, because it's not like you dated somebody private. You could totally date a private citizen, but she tends to like to date and go after men that are equally as famous as her. Well, I wouldn't say equally as famous as her, but also famous. And people are, because of her music, invested in her love story, because her music is all about how she falls in and out of love, right? That's how she's been able to connect with her audiences. So there's no way they're just going to go away, please. But I do feel somewhat empathetic to what she's talking about, because she's not asking for them to put the cameras on her. And I am sure it's embarrassing for her. And what I mean by that, and I'm giving you a smaller circumstance, obviously I'm nowhere near as famous as Taylor Swift, but I am married to someone who's quite private, and we are very involved with the church. He is particularly very involved with the Catholic Church, and he does a lot with them. And I just know that when we go to those events, and I remember him speaking at one of these events, that because I have a profile, people will tend to come up to me and ask for pictures. And I will say, you know, this is not the appropriate time. I don't say go away, please, but she's talking to the camera, so that's totally fine. And it is probably very embarrassing for her, because she wants the focus to be on Travis Kelce, and it's causing people to hate her because it's removing focus away from him. So I think this is legit. I think that the NFL, they're not going to stop. As I said, it's the high cost of being someone that famous. But I do sense that it annoys her as well. And you have to remember that despite the fact that she's really famous, she does still just want to do things like a normal person. Do you know what I mean? She doesn't want to have this embarrassment, this focus on her as she's learning about his family, as she wants them to like her, she doesn't want them to associate with her with cameras and this embarrassment and people coming up to her and being obsessed with every moment of her life. She is, at the end of the day, just a person. And I do not think this relationship is going to work out in the long run. These are my early predictions. She might get a baby out of it, but I do not think that they are well matched or well suited to each other for a slew of reasons. But as it pertains to the NFL, they have been particularly invasive and for profit. That's the worst thing. They're just kind of using her because it's making them a lot of money, and that sucks. Did you know that 65 million babies' lives have been tragically ended through abortion? Sadly, since the overturning of Roe, their lives are at an even greater risk. It's been reported that the abortion pill now accounts for over 50% of all abortions, making abortion available 24/7. Preborn needs our help. For just $28, the cost of a dinner, you can sponsor an ultrasound to introduce a mother to her baby for the first time.
I think I was maybe 9 or 10 weeks when I was thinking about abortion. Just with my upbringing as Christian roots, it was really, it was something I couldn't talk to anybody about as far as abortion, because no one would understand. I was just kind of like, Lord, if this is the way, let me know. If this is not the way, give me a sign, before I walk through these doors. And as I was getting ready to walk up the steps and touch the doorknob, a guardian angel, that's how I felt.
100% of your donation will go toward saving babies. To donate, dial pound 250 and say the keyword, baby. That's pound 250, baby. Or you can donate securely at preborn.com/Candace. That's preborn.com/Candace. Also would like to update, I was a staunch defender of Amy Robach and TJ Holmes. You might remember them. Obviously, they got fired from ABC because they were having an affair. They've come out and said it actually wasn't an affair. Both of our relationships were on the spiral. We were separated, whatever. But I did not think that ABC actually had a legitimate reason to fire them. It's really not their business. There was no other reason to fire them. I think they ended up just walking away with a huge check, but I just didn't get the moral policing of the relationship in that moment, especially because they were obviously carrying this on outside of the office. But I will say that as it pertains to the embarrassment that obviously their families and their spouses had to face in light of this scandal, in the end, I think that their former spouses are going to win because these two are just not well suited and they're super annoying now. So what they are doing is they are hosting a podcast between themselves, and this podcast is just insufferable. First and foremost, it's constantly them opining about how they're victims of their own circumstances, how this could happen to us. But also they're admitting that they're both drunks and alcoholics. TJ, notoriously, she talked about how after the scandal broke, she rushed. She thought he had killed himself and he had drank all of this, plus did some drugs, and because he just didn't want to have to experience anything. But he kept up that drinking. She kept up that drinking. Admittedly, they're trying to do this dry January challenge. Yeah, no, that to me is alcoholism, to be saying that you drank as much as they have over 2023. And like two alcoholics in a relationship fighting as much as they do, admittedly, it's just not going to be a recipe for a healthy relationship down the line. And I also think that you can sense that toxicity in their relationship when you listen to them speak. Here's just one clip of TJ Holmes admitting that after they recorded a podcast episode and they got upset with each other and had an argument, and they don't want people to think their relationship is perfect. Don't worry, we don't. That he feared being viewed as a black man beating up on a white woman. Take a listen.
I flat out said to both of you right there on the phone at 4:30 in the morning, East Coast time, that I don't want to put this out because this is going to, I fear, be viewed as a black man beating up on a white woman. Now, if anybody took their time and listened to that podcast, obviously, I was not yelling, screaming. I wasn't doing anything. Now, we are a couple who's having a disagreement, so obviously neither one of us were having our best moments. But my immediate concern was that. And you and Sugarman both like, wait, what?
I was shocked.
Yeah, they're just annoying now. And we're doing this black man being up on a white woman. No, you guys just seem to be in a toxic relationship, and people are starting to recognize that. There's nothing that seems healthy about your relationship other than the fact that you run marathons together, which I guess is a good thing. And it's also impressive given the amount that you both admittedly drink. So I just want to update my opinion on them. They're pretty annoying now. They're just insufferable. Hey guys, if you like this video, you will definitely like the full episode even better. You can find it by clicking right here.